You, a short Dvar Torah for Parashat Shoftim. This week I read Parashat Shoftim. It's not the first time I read the Parsha, but now I read Parashat Shoftim. What's the difference between I read and I read? The tone, obviously. But seriously, this week I realized that I've been reading the Parsha for years without noticing that it doesn't address whom I thought it did. In my mind, Parashat Shoftim addressed the Mishkan, that's the leadership, the people that are represented by the four branches whose acronyms are Mishkan, Melech, king, Shofet, judge, Kohen, priest, and Navii, prophet. And it does discuss them, but it doesn't address them. The Parsha, like many Parashot in Sefer Devarim, speaks to you, Ata. How does this insight affect the reading of the Parsha? Here's an example from the beginning of the Parsha. You shall make judges and officers in all your gates, which Hashem your God has given you, according to your tribes, and they shall judge the people with righteous judgment. You shall not wrest justice, you shall not show partiality to persons, and you shall not take a bribe, for a bribe blinds the eyes of the wise and prevents the words of the righteous. You shall follow that which is altogether just, that you may live and inherit the lands which Hashem your God gives you. Here's a question. Who can't wrest justice, show partiality, and take bribes? Before answering the judges, read the verses. Yes, with an emphasis. According to the psukim, you, the one present before us, should do all the above. You need to appoint judges and pursue righteousness and justice so that you will live to inherit the land that Hashem gives you. The judges, who aren't present, only have to judge the people. A trial of justice, a relatively vague term. Do you want a slightly different example? Of course you do. What's the role of the king? Me? I have no idea. I mean, I know what he's supposed to avoid doing to continue doing what I don't know he's supposed to be doing, which got me all confused. He should not own many horses, not marry many women, and not have too much silver and gold. I'm even aware of a positive commandment that he's supposed to keep to continue his reign. Write the Mishneh Torah and read it all his life so that he will fear God and fulfill the mitzvot. But his role isn't written. Like the judge, the king isn't present. You, however, will decide to anoint a king and choose him from among your brothers. This doesn't help understand the king's role, but at least the part related to you is understood. I'll give one last example and then offer some insight. Our Parsha ends with the laws of the Eglah Arufa, a ritual performed when a body is found in a field and no one knows who the murderer is. The relevant official this time are your elders, a new form of leadership that isn't included in the Mishkan model, and the judges who have to measure the distance from the cities to find out what the nearest city is, the elders of the nearest city who bring a calf to a running stream where they're beheaded, and Bnei Levi, the Kohanim, who join the city elders to wash their hands on the calf and declare, our hands have not shed this blood and our eyes have not seen, to atone for the Israelites for this terrible deed. At first glance, the public leaders are finally doing something important. They measure, clean, wash, declare, and atone. Do you know what they don't do? They don't address the problem itself. The one who needs to put away the innocent blood from your midst, a strange term we've discussed before, is you again. How? When you shall do that which is right in the eyes of Hashem your God. Here's the insight I promised. The Torah presents many examples of leadership roles in the Parsha. Judges, Kohanim, a king, a prophet, and even local elders. It even expects these leaders to do their job. But the common thread that holds the entire Parsha together is you, the simple Israeli. In practice, the responsibility does not belong to the judge, king, policeman, elder, or any other public office bearer. At least not exclusively. You will pursue justice. You will anoint a king. You will dispose of evil. What do I do with this insight? This is already a much more complex question. I hope that which is right in the eyes of Hashem your God. I am Dovi Holtz, one who loves Tanakh.